we are ready to go. If you are ready to go, Mr. Bullskunk.
Let's get into map 1.
Let's get into map 1.
Let's get into map 1.
And I'm breathing. Okay.
Don't forget to breathe, Billy. Don't forget to breathe.
Yeah, breathing is a good thing. And, I mean, these things always happen. Sometimes you just run into somebody, calls somebody by a name, and they don't match up with their gamer tag, and then they're like, well, where is this person at?
Oh, gamer tag.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, I see what they were saying, and you know, this is going to be good. We're starting out here in City Center, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Winston D.Va. I would love to see the dive comp come out here.
Well, so far it looks like Golden Hour showing us a little Reinhardt Zarya with May Reaper in the damage department. Lucio and yet an undetermined support there to keep the team alive. On the other side, you're getting your wish here, Billy. Looks like we're getting some dive.
Yes!
We'll see if Prothros is just baiting us. They still have 7 seconds to change their mind.
Ooh,
but no, we are going to get a little Somber Tracer dive. Coming out of side of Prothros here. Gates open, and this match has begun. Let's get it on.
Not after a lengthy prologue. Yeah, I'm ready to see how they engage here. If they want to, if Prothros wants to take the high ground here and then kind of go down at their leisure, and then take the fight to Golden Hour.
It looks like they're doing just that. DJ Idol taking position up across the center pillar. Just throwing some hurt down onto the tank line, farming up some pulse bomb. Here comes the Reaper to try to challenge him. It's going to force DJ Idol off of that high ground, back into the safety of his side of the map here. Oh, and now it looks like Golden Hour just disrespecting that line as they come charging through. Good kiting coming through on the side of Prothros, though, just rotating back around, and now looking to strike back. Here comes the Winston and the D.Va trying to push in, but they've got a Reaper to worry about, and an early pulse bomb coming out. It does land onto the Reinhardt, but a nice bubble there, able to keep him from taking any damage during that engagement. Is now Hollow charged up to the heavens, trying to put their attention onto the Winston, and Golden Hour will indeed take Minjob down. Winston gone. Now the Lucio taking the brunt of the attention. Coalescence coming out on the side of Golden Hour. They're going to take down Lucio as well. D.Va's going to get demaxed, and Golden Hour, after a bit of cleanup, should get first progress started for us.
Yep, absolutely. But I mean, the ultimate charges for both sides right now, almost at an even space. Just a little bit more aggression, a little bit more sustainability coming out for the side of Golden Hour. So I mean, the Reaper is able to kind of heal himself, keep himself up there. Zarya being charged to the heavens is never a good idea when you're running a Winston D.Va into it. D-Max are going to come fast and furious, so she's going to have to find out some way to get into Zarya's face and take her down.
EMP coming out directly. That's a 6-man EMP. Coalescence coming out on the side of Prothros as well, and they are just going to storm over this defense. Caught him completely flat-footed, and that is a very fast team wipe coming through for Prothros as they flip this point right back over, but not before Golden Hour finds 35%.
Dude, somebody clipped that because that was a 6-man EMP into a Coalescence, and there is nothing that they could do. I mean, they were just standing there with their pants down around their ankles there. Flossie Big Kick getting a very quick EMP just through 30% of the first, or about 25% of the first fight. So nice rate of charge for that EMP for Flossie with her for the side of Prothros.
DJ Idol throwing out his second pulse bomb of the match. That one not finding much value either. In fact, he trades himself for it. And now Golden Hour coming back in with several tank ultimates to work with. They're going to have to survive the D.Va bomb, and no damage come through on that. Here comes the Blizzard Earth Shatter combo. Death Blossom thrown in there as well. Everything in the kitchen sink coming out of Golden Hour, and it does yield them a host of kills, and they will get this point flipped right back over. They are going to be careful, though. Flossie Wither already 82% towards another EMP.
Yeah, and look at them. They're just contesting right now for percentage points gathered. And, I mean, 49% on their first foray onto the point. So that's a pretty good first take there on the point. Looks like they're going to have a little bit of an ult deficit other than the EMP and the Primal Rage. Golden Hour coming up on a couple of really good ultimates here. And you got to take a look and see what is going on. There's a big EMP coming out right there. Picks up 4.
Yeah, 5 hacked there. 2 kills coming through immediately. We are going to have the Reinhardt on the other side. Golden Hour trying to equalize her a little bit, but there's still a man down in this fight. Graviton Surge used to solo hold the Primal Raging Winston. Coalescence coming out on the side of Prothros as well. They are going to eventually find themselves a pair of kills. And barring a stall from the other side, should get this thing flipped right back over, though. Reaper and Reinhardt not giving up. Big charge from downtown, followed by an Earthshatter finds 3. 2 kills coming through on the back of that, but Snow has dropped. His damage gone. May trying to return to the battle now as Golden Hour have maintained control of this objective, 90% and counting. They've got it within 1 fight territory here, and they're still not evacuating the point. Real Charlton does go down, but now the rest of the team returning, and the stall, a very real factor here for Golden Hour.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and looking at it, I mean, the kills are going back and forth. I mean, this is the stall that never ends. Put your own music to that. I think that DJ Idol right now, I think that you have to come with something with a little bit more oomph behind it. I know that Tracer is maybe a comfort pick, or you may be trying to be the bug in the back line, but I think for them right now, I think they need just a little bit more punch to their fight, and I think that they get this easily.
Yeah, what started off as a stall turned into a fight and win. A beautiful blizzard coming through. And Kirihiko able to drop a nice Coalescence into the mix as well. Golden throws, opening up Straw. Golden Hour. Let's not combine the team names. Golden Hour opening up. They're going to take round 1, Billy.
Yeah, I mean, what an amazing stall. I mean, they stalled it from 49%, so they had 35% on the board, and they stalled it out for that additional 65%. And it was good stuff. I mean, I did not expect that May coming in and blocking up right away allowed the Reinhardt to come in there, get the 3-man shatter, and then get a deuce with the fire strike after that, and it was just a stall from there on out.
Looks like Raged Diva going over to the Orisa. Mem Job going to the Reinhardt. So double shield composition coming out here from Prothros. Going with the Reaper Doom. Put the hurt down. No changes on the side of Golden Hour. It does look like Prothros able to get positional advantage first. Flossie Wither going in, landing the right hook. That's going to take down the Lucio. Idol following up. The DPS duo here for Prothros, starting things off strong. Rage Diva found one in the mix as well, and it will be Prothros finding first capture here on University.
Yeah, I mean, they just went in there and just said, "This is my space. You're not taking it." And I mean, that was all she wrote. I think that the Reaper and Doomfist, you don't hear that combination in the DPS line very much. But I mean, look at the shielding, look at the sustain, and then they can just basically do what they want at will. It's going to be very hard to dislodge them from the point here.
But on the other side, going into a Reaper May, they are built to battle up close and personal. So they're definitely equipped to handle the Reaper Doom coming in. As a matter of fact, DJ Idol trying to go in and find something that Coalescence comes out on the other side. Now here comes Flossie Wither trying to put some hurt down. Meteor Strike lands true. Real Chatton goes down. Bluefish falls as well. Flossie Wither finding himself a pair of kills in that. And they will win that engagement handedly for Prothros, chasing the members of Golden Hour all the way back to their spawn door.
That is an ultimate act of disrespect there from Prothros, getting up into the spawn of Golden Hour and just saying, you know what, you're not going to get out as easily as you think you are. Ultimate economy right now from Prothros, also very nice. They're just committing one at a time, and I mean, they've already got the ultimate advantage again.
Supercharger Coalescence combo coming out from Prothros as they look to hold on. 62% and counting on the board. The Coalescence too much for the Reinhardt to handle on the side of Golden Hour, and he is going to fall. Flossie Wither going in, still with some of that 50% extra damage from the Supercharger, able to find the May, and this is yet another reset coming out of Golden Hour.
I mean, 75% right now, Bullskunk, and this is looking very dire for Golden Hour here on the first map. Maybe maybe Control is not their map style. Maybe they prefer Assault and Escort and Hybrids better, but you've got to put a better showing up from this. You know, you've got Ultimate Sunlight, so go ahead and get some out there.
Well, they were able to handle the dive, but this Reaper combination too much as the Death Blossom comes in. Big 3K for DJ Idol on the Reaper. He follows it up with a nice 4K, taking down the Roadhog, and that is an exclamation point here to University. Prothros winning it handily.
That was very dominant, and that is a statement point. And is it Caster's Curse again, Bullskunk? Are we actually going to be looking at a funky series here?
Oh, it's already getting funky up in these parts. We waste 0 time in that endeavor, sir.
Well, I mean, you get the friendly neighborhood casters here, and we like to have fun, and we like to show our passion for what we are seeing here. And now, it's all down to one map here in Gardens. I wonder if there's going to be a swap here from the composition that we just saw.
Not a whole lot. We are going to get Hollow going over to a Roadhog to accompany the Reinhardt here. Not quite exactly sure what they're looking for with that pick. Perhaps a good hook onto the Doom, see if they can shut down the pick potential on the other side. No changes coming out of Prothros as they're going to get positional advantage onto this objective first, and they're going to find the first 2 kills of this round. And that should allow them to domino onto the rest and find first control here on Gardens.
Yeah, I mean, 4 entry kills to take the point there. I mean, they haven't even captured the point yet. They turned all their attention onto Golden Hour, and Hog pick here. Maybe he's feeling like he's not getting enough sustain from his healers. Maybe a comfort pick. I'm not sure at this point right now, but kind of an odd little tank line here with Ryan Hog.
Well, the Ana's going to have more utility in her antis, but not be able to mass heal as well. So with Golden Hour sticking in this tight bunch, I think they are suffering from a little bit less sustain than that we're seeing from Prothros. In fact, their Ana is going to go down early. Snow had made a swap over to a Pharah here, which I'm not crazy about this pick. There's no mercy to pocket it, no way to heal her. Bluefish down low, the only remaining healer on this side of Golden Hour, and that is yet another reset coming through from the team in red right now.
Yeah, I mean, 38% and counting. You've got to figure something out here, whether or not you're going to be able to counter just the brawl that Prothros is giving to you right now.
Coalescence coming out from Prothros as they're looking to build up even more percentage. We do have the whole hog online. Couple of DPS ults coming online for Golden Hour as well. As they're looking to push back in here. 3-man shatter on the back end. But Snow able to finish him off before there's any real damage done. Now the nano boost onto the hog, and then here comes the whole hog. Shatter in response on the other side. That found several members, and the whole hog there to clean them up. But Golden Hour not clear sailing just yet. Okay, well, there's the nice kill onto the Moira, and they should be able to get this point flipped.
Yes, absolutely. And looking at that, I mean, they've Bluefish has swapped over to the Brigitte off of the Lucio now, and has already gained a rally to his name. I think they're slowly starting to get to the more brawly points here.
We do have the Death Blossom online for the other side. Not much else to speak of with Prothros, but Idle, he's going up to the high ground, finds himself a Soldier. Soldier in deep trouble, and he's going to go down. Now, speaking of going down, here comes the Death Blossom, and it drops down with a vengeance. 3 kills coming through after the initial opening frag here for DJ Idle, and he single-handedly cleans up here on Gardens. What a play.
Somebody give that man an ice cream cone, because he's on fire, and I'm scared of what's going to happen next. I mean, he just dropped in the back. He had no regard for anything they had to offer him there. I'm surprised that Bluefish did not get a stun with the shield bash onto him to stop the carnage.
Now, one last opportunity here for Golden Hour to push in, unless they go down 0-1 in this series. Rally dropped off right out of the gate to try to start the fight, but Coalescence there from the other side. Top 3 sitting on this side ground, laying down a lot of damage, but they still haven't dealt with Flossy Wither in the back. He's just swinging for the fences back there, punching everything in sight. Now he's going to go ahead and drop his Meteor Strike onto the point. Meanwhile, DJ Idle picks off Bluefish, and that is one of their 2 healers gone, but they still have the Ana on point. Meanwhile, back on the front line, Nano Boost onto Hollow, but he cannot survive. Top 3 able to find 1, but I think it's just a consolation prize here for Golden Hour, as their hopes and dreams of taking map 1 are dwindled and beaten to dust. Prothros taking Oasis.
Oh my goodness, what a absolutely dominant DPS performance from the side of Prothros. DJ Idle putting on a clinic on Reaper there. I'm just, you got to take a look at the spin to win here. This is just dirty. You did him dirty, Idle, and I'm proud of you and implored all at the same time. But, you know, looking at it from the other side, Golden Hour, their healing was absolutely inconsistent. It was non-effectual. It was ineffectual at points. I don't know how you can play an Ana into a double shield, because you're not going to land a nade anywhere. And it's just, it's kind of head scratching. But we'll see. We'll see if they can bounce back here coming up on our next map, which is going to be Numbani. As I get some swaps in here. Okay.
I definitely think the Lucio Moira served Prothros much better than the heal compositions we saw coming through on the other side. Like you say, the Ana is going to really struggle to find value there in that composition. The Brig not able to really get in close and personal and keep that Inspire up. Sure, they were able to throw a couple armor packs onto the Pharah, but the Pharah without her pocket was forced to play very conservatively. Despite not having too much of a counter on the other side, you know, Pharah running into Doom and Reaper. Not a whole lot of range available for the DPS there for Prothros, but it didn't matter. She still had a Orisa to fly into, and was ineffectual, was not able to find the room needed to make the Pharah work.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was a good thought, because he was I saw what he was trying to do. He was trying to change the eye level, and they didn't have a hit scan other than Orisa. I mean, Orisa's not really a hit scan. And her pile driver, her pile driver is just not very good as a Pharah deleting weapon. It may tickle the jetpacks every once in a while, but you know, it doesn't really take down a Pharah unless you can get her in close and really, you know, focus the damage in onto her. So that's what it's what I'm looking for. I see what he tried to do. I think that the healing has to be better for Golden Hour.
Yeah.
But you also have to figure out how to take care of DJ Idol. That's the other thing that you've got to do, is how are you going to stop the Reaper? Because he's teleporting, he's wraithing in and out of the fight, and there's really been no answer for him.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a scenario where your front line needs to halt their progression, just hold the line, and deal with the DPS duo that kept alternating, diving into your back line. At that point, once the Reaper falls in, the Doomfist falls in, you can't continue to push forward. You got to stop, deal with that, take care of that threat, and ideally, you should come out with a 1, if not 2-man advantage, and then push on to the point. But, you know, to further what you're saying, there wasn't enough sustain to survive through all that. Definitely think might look into trying a Moira here if I was on the side of Golden Hour.
I think that a Moira Lucio would serve them a whole lot better. I think even a Moira Brig, more for the mass healing, and then we get it for the Inspire healing, and also that CC ability that they just seem to be lacking in being able to take care of DJ Idol. Also taking care of, you know, Flossie Wither. I mean, let's not ignore the Doomfist player as well.
Right, and the Brig definitely, you know, with the Shield Bash, has the ability to shut that down. Especially those Death Blossoms. You know, you mentioned it there kind of towards the end. The Death Blossom just going completely unchecked, and that should be like priority number 1 for a Brig. Is you are hawking for that Reaper's position at all times, and the moment you think he's coming in, you got that Shield Bash at the ready.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we head into Numbani here, what do we see change-wise for not only Golden Hour? How are they going to deal with that? But also for Prothros, how do you sustain, or how do you keep it fresh? How do you keep it not stagnant? I do have a couple of substitutions coming in. We've got Nito coming in for Snow in the off-tank role. We've got Strict Fiber coming in for Hollow Goku. On the DPS front for Golden Hour, and then on the other side for Prothros, we've got World Champ coming in for Matamos. So
it looks like they baited us here a little bit. Strict Fiber will actually be picking up the off-tank man on. I think Nitro moving over to the DPS. Shame on you, Golden Hour. You baiting your casters.
Oh, well. It's okay.
But to answer your original question, I don't think we need much change out of Prothros here. They were utilizing the Lucio speed very nicely, and I think we're going to see more of that, and they're just going to try to storm over the storm over Golden Hour here, especially once they go on the attack. But they are starting off on the defense. They're going to be bringing us Junkrat and Doomfist, putting the hurt down here for Prothros. What do you make of this attacking composition, though, Billy?
Well, I like it because you have the Moira Lucio, so I think that your sustain is going to be a lot better. Also bringing out a Doomfist of their own. Top 3% still sticking on with this hit scan. And Real Shaitan and Strict Fiber. You know, if they can manage the damage enough, I think that they can take this point actually rather quickly.
Well, a good opening pick coming through from Flossie Wither, but they lose their main tank. But Flossie Wither answering right back. In fact, both DPS duo on the side of Prothros trying to counterpunch here as they pick up a couple kills. Sans Reinhardt, and I think this will be a reset coming through, though it looks like Golden Hour being a bit stubborn here on their reset.
Yeah, I mean, you should have gotten out a lot sooner than that. Top 3% getting out barely with his life, and he was antied too, so he couldn't even drop his biotic field if he had wanted to, because it would have been ineffectual. Late stagger kill onto Strict Fiber. That's going to cause him about a 15-second reset time. I think that you have to wait for your D.Va to get back here to mitigate some of that damage. You can't just go charging in headlong like that.
Does look like Golden Hour will path around coast here. I'm curious to see if they send the D.Va up to the high ground. Halt coming through. The D.Va eat a lot of damage. Top 3% actually whittled down super low as well, but it is going to be Flossy Wither coming up with a big 2K to open things up. Real charges in on the Reinhardt. He finds one pick, but then lands in no man's land. Not to be redundant. At the end of the day, it is going to be back to the drawing board here for Golden Hour.
Yeah, I mean, you've got ultimates coming up online and Nito swapping off of the Doomfist, going over to the Sombra, maybe trying to get into the back line or take care of either the Doomfist or the Junkrat. I'm not sure where he's going with this one. That one's kind of a head scratcher for me, but we'll see. We've seen stranger things happen here in the CGL, so ultimates coming up online for both teams here.
DJ Idol drop his tire into the mix. That's going to find one. Flossy Wither had already picked up one with his Meteor Strike. And once again, DJ Idol and Flossy Wither just putting on a show for us here on Numbani. This DPS duo just phenomenal here today.
Yeah, I mean, they're setting the tone for their team. I mean, their tank line is doing their job. You know, they're keeping them safe, keeping the healers, you know, kind of under their wing. But I think that it's the tank line right now. I kind of called out the supports of Golden Hour, but I think it's the tank line. I think that there's charges that go in and you just expose your entire team to the wrath of Prothros.
Well, now I think this is the best opportunity for Golden Hour. They've got 3 ultimates online, just a sound barrier to be wary of, and the sound barrier coming out directly from Prothros. They have nothing else in the bank. If we can find an opening here for Golden Hour, this could be the ticket. They are going to take down Flossy Wither, but they trade out. 5v5 left on the objective. Still holding on to their own sound barrier and their own tack visor. I'm wondering why Golden Hour is hesitating here. This is your opportunity. You need to push in and claim it. Here comes Nitro, making his way onto the objective. That's going to force the rotation back down low from the front line. Earth Shatter coming out, but it only found one. The rest getting caught by the shield, but a nice anti, followed up with a good nade, is going to take Real out. DJ Idol falls up with another good mine, finds top 3%, but countering coming back from the other side. Ana has been found out. The Doomfist gone here for the defense. Now we've got a 3v4 here on the objective, favoring the attacking team, but they put themselves into such an odd position. You put themselves down the street and allow themselves to get surrounded, taken off the point. Now there's only 10 seconds left for Golden Hour to make something happen here on Numbani.
I don't know if anybody's going to be able to get there and touch. Maybe the Lucio, maybe, or maybe a charge from Orion.
He's going to have to charge. He will touch the point, but he sacrifices his life in the process. Nice Hulk punch comes through, and the Echo drops. Lucio falls shortly thereafter, as does the overtime Wick, and that's going to be a full hold here for Prothros.
Yeah, I mean, that was just such an odd chain of events there. I was actually spectating Real Chateau, and I think they might be a Hispanic team from some of the names that I'm seeing there. If I am wrong, please let me know, chat. But the Real Chateau, they call him Duck, and he's ducking into the back line, trying to solo out a Doomfist when the rest of his team is on point, fighting. And he's fighting with the Doomfist off the point. I'm not sure what's going on with the Reinhardt right now, because he's not staying with his team. He's charging recklessly into Prothros, and I mean, as you saw it many times, he was the first person to die in most of those engagements. So I think that either the coach needs to say something, or his teammates has got to say something, because he's being decimated right now by charging in headlong.
Yeah, I'm gonna hark back to one of your sayings that you just need to unbind that pin button there, buddy. It's doing you more harm than good.
Unpin the charge. Take it off your LB, sir. You do not play it anymore.
Unbind that one. Oh, man. All right, well, now we're getting Golden Hour going on the defense here, hoping that they can force out the draw. Keep their hopes alive, lest they go down 0-2 here in this series. In that vein, they're bringing us some Orisa Hog, which Real Chateau, which I think you're absolutely correct in that pronunciation. Going over to the Orisa, I like this better than what we saw at Oasis with the Ryan Hog.
Yeah, I mean, this is a more natural synergistic tank duo as long as it works. But I think they may have told him get the F off of Reinhardt because he was just losing it every time.
Prothro's just speeding right onto the objective, throws a Maywall up, forces the tank line. Oh, as they tiptoe around the Maywall and manage to stay on the high ground. Amazing job coming out from the tank line, but their good jobs do not last. The good feels do not last. Idle coming in and shutting down all those good feels with a pair of shotguns. Trick Fiber does pick himself up a moral victory hook, and that's going to take down the Moira. So a little bit of sustain missing here for Prothros on the attack, but it looks like the damage has been done. Just a lone May standing on point. Here comes the capture percentage, and there goes the 2-0 lead.
Yep, that is a quick, as you like, 2-0 lead, kind of like what we saw in the first match, except I think we picked the wrong side here. Bullskunk, I think that the momentum is firmly in Prothro's corner right now, and
you know what? I'm going to stop using metrics and numbers and analytics, and I'm just going to start pulling out a tarot card deck because apparently that's how you predict these things.
So, I mean, as we look here with this Lucio, I mean, Lucio, their sustain is so darn good right now. He took almost 50% of his team's damage during the two maps there. And, yeah, there's no answer for what's going on coming from Prothros right now. I think that during this intermission that's coming up here shortly, they've got to come out and decide what it is that they're going to do, because what's going on right now is absolutely not working, and I don't know if they're not playing as a team or as a complete unit, but it looks almost bronze-ish right now.
Yeah, they're going to need one heck of a pep talk there in the locker room for Golden Hour. We'll see if they can, dig deep and find the will to bring back this reverse sweep. We'll see if they bounce back when we return on Hanamura. We'll see you there. Don't go anywhere. Well, welcome back to Friday Night Overwatch here in the Console Overwatch Multi-Tier Tournament. We're here at halftime with Prothros taking on Golden Hour. Prothros up 2-0 with two very convincing map wins here to start off this match. Billy, can Golden Hour bounce back? If so, how? What do they need to change to get back into this matchup?
I mean, they're going to have to get a lot more aggressive and play more cohesively. They're also going to have to learn how to counter heroes. Because they had no answer for the Junkrat of DJ Idol, and maybe it's just DJ Idol is that much better than what the healers and the tanks and the DPS of Golden Hours can do. But right now it's looking like one-way traffic. I hate to be the one calling it out, but it looks like a little bit of one-way traffic here, despite the records, because it just seems very disjointed coming from Golden Hours right now. I hope they can bring it back though, because I mean, 4-2 record, and I know that none of them were from a forfeit that I saw. So I'd like to think that they have the fight to get back in this game.
Yes, sir. And we've seen teams do it against Prothros before. Just last week they were taken to map 5 after a 2-0 lead to start off the series. So certainly not unheard of. But I'm willing to bet that they have learned, and Prothros not resting on their laurels in the slightest here. They're going to come out just as hard and fast as we have seen so far in this matchup. And unless Golden Hour can do something to brace themselves and catch this aggression, I think we're going to be looking at another sweep here.
It's very, very likely that that's going to happen, unless the intermission did a job. And we've seen it happen before. Teams that come out and got punched in the face in the first two matches that we go to this little bit of an intermission that we do, and then they come back and it's like a completely different team has come back there. And I mean, you see the teams playing as a coordinated unit. You see them pushing together. You see them fighting together. And hopefully that's what's going to happen with Golden Hours here. Hanamura is one of those maps where you can absolutely snowball and kind of get the wind back in your sails if you play your cards right.
Yeah, it's going to take a Coach Knight level pep talk there in the locker room.
Complete with throw tears?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes!
A little college reference for you there, Freds. If you're not familiar, go look up Coach Knight, one of the greatest coaches in the history of coaching. I'd throw Tom Landry up there in that list as well, but I'm an OG Dallas guy. What can I say?
I mean, it's okay.
You'll let it slide this time, Billy?
Bless your heart. Bless your heart. There we go. as we head into Hanamura here, with the goofiness aside, Pro Throws going on to the attack first. I think that here's what I'm going to expect, and I know as Chis told us, they may throw in the Symmetra strat here.
Yeah, this is the perfect map for it, no doubt.
If they do, and if they get one of those enormous time banks that can happen if things happen in a certain order, we could be looking at one of the rivals of the 6 minute. What was it? 6 minutes 32 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I've got my eye on the clock right now because I think that I have a feeling that maybe Golden Hour might be decimated right now.
We'll see. I mean, we'll have Pro Throws starting us off on the attack. So balls in their court, they're able to keep this momentum going, set up a wicked fast assault time, and they put themselves in a great position to snowball the rest of this series. But with that said, I mean, I think it's definitely up to Golden Hour here to shut it down and plant their feet right now.
I like the tank line coming out. I like seeing the Torbjorn here, but where's the turret? Where's the turret? Where's the turret? Where's the turret? Where's the turret?
I'm not finding the turret either.
It's on the back of the gate here.
Oh, it is. Oh, what clever little placement on top of the emblem, on top of the dragon emblem. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I like it.
All right, indeed, we are seeing the Symmetra strat coming out of Pro Throws here. Flossy onto the Reaper. They're going to teleport directly onto the objective. They got to be careful. Idle whittled down to under 50 health, but they do make it through almost unscathed. No! Oh, Real Chaton comes through with two important picks, taking out both healers on the side of Pro Throws as they're looking to push in. Blur able to find a pair of kills on the back of that as well, and that's a great start for the defense here in Golden Hour.
What an immediate upgrade from what we have seen in the past two maps. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. And even though Mimjob did get a pick out onto the Torbjorn, his turret's still here doing stuff in his stead, so we'll be fine just for a few minutes.
Flossy Wither making the swap over to the Doomfist. We'll have DJ Idle picking up the mantle of the Edgelord Reaper. So now we're just going to go with a full frontal assault coming out from Prothos as they push in through the front door. We did have Flossy into the back lobby. Here comes a big shatter. Kills traded out. The main tank gone here for Prothros. And without that shielding, it's going to be very difficult for them to find this last little bit of progress onto the objective, knowing that Real Chaton getting very aggressive. Nito finds himself a kill on the back of this. Oh, and Flossy Wither just getting a bit of hubris there. Tries to go back in and solo this thing. No such luck. He'll get staggered out. Good hold from the defense.
Yeah, I mean, early shatter coming out from Real Chaton, and I think that, he gained that so fast with the two frags on the first foray into the point. I'm trying to look at the charge of Goku, and I think that, he's not getting nearly the value that I think that he really wants to have.
Shatter coming out from Mimjob as they push in, and that lands true. 3 kills immediately light up the feed. Coalescence coming out on the other side as Golden Hour will try to hold this point for as long as they can. About 2 minutes on the clock. They did pick up 1 kill with that Coalescence, but Flossy Wither on this Doomfist still just wreaking all kinds of havoc. Finds himself a pair of kills. Ranged Diva picking up 1 as well. 2 ticks on the board, and it will be a point on the board here for Prothros.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think Nito would want to have that Molten Core back, because he could have splattered it all over the point, and it would have been a full hold, or at least a fight win there for them. He tried to get really aggressive with it, and it just ended up getting nobody.
Well, we got Supercharger and Meteor Strike online for the attacking team. Can they snowball, Billy?
Oh, absolutely. I think they can. If they aggress directly, do this little sneaky left side, right side thing that I've seen a lot of teams do here, especially using the Amp Matrix and the Immortality Barrier, they can absolutely win this.
Oh, DJ Idle and Flossy, look at them light up that feed. 3 kills apiece. It does look like VK Lounge just getting in the action just to prove that the supports can have some fun too. But man, that capture percentage already flying up. No contest coming through. With just under 4 minutes left in the time bank, that was a wicked fast snowball indeed.
Ooh, that was super fast. They just waited to press Y. That's really all that I saw there. They basically ignored the Immortality Barrier and just pushed through it and just went ahead and said, we're going to go ahead and take these kills anyways. And that was just a very coordinated, fast, lethal kill. I thought that Blur was going to be able to get back in and throw a bob or get a bob very quickly, but that timer was running so fast, wasn't even able to put toes onto the point to stop the progress there. So once again, we're seeing a very lethal Prothro's side here not letting off the gas. They've got their foot on Golden Hour's throat as we're on match point here for the series.
I can't help but feel that the immortality field was early and the amplification matrix was late. Because they didn't have any line of sight to work with the amp matrix. There wasn't a whole lot of room for them to work and find that extra damage. And then the immortality field seemed to come out just before the big onslaught of the DPS really hit their front line. So a bit of mismatched timing from my point of view there on the Baptiste for both of his primary cooldowns, his primary abilities.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that he got his fingers mixed up there. I think that he pressed LB instead of Y and Y instead of LB, because the other combination and once again a little bit better positioning from that point, and I think that that's a completely different fight there.
Well, Prothro's now take it to the defense, hoping that fantastic time is enough to get them to a 3-0 win here. Idle picking Blur off early. But they do trade out. Nito finding himself a kill, and the attackers do have the spawn advantage here. We do have the Echo and the Junkrat coming out from Golden Hours. They're trying to push in here. I like the combination, but they're using the Moira and the Lucio. There's nobody to provide that little bit of extra healing here to Blur. I think you really need a break here in this scenario, but somehow they're making it work. Oh, I spoke too soon. Flossy Weather diving into the back line, finds the pick there. Now coming in off the ropes, throws the punch down, and takes out the Reinhardt as well. That is going to be the cue for the rest of Prothros to move forward and clean up as they plant their feet here on the first engagement.
Zero answer for Flossy Wither on the Doomfist all night. That is something that we've kind of called out a couple times, is that there needs to be some kind of a CC ability to stop them from moving as much as they do, and it hasn't happened yet. So back to the drawing board.
Little premonition there. He was hiding on Mega for the flank shatter, but was still about 15% away. I'll be looking for a flank shatter in the next engagement if they win this one, which with the Coalescence coming out is a good start, but they lose Flossy early. So finding that answer, finally, a Golden Hour able to push through with a little bit more ease of mind here. Soundbreaker coming out as they try to push in. Here comes the Earthshatter. Earthshatter finds two, including Mimjob, and that's about the most important kill you can get. Oh no! What the coach gun from DJ Idol throws Riel Shaitan off of his trajectory, and he ends up flying out towards Mount Fuji. And that's going to be a reset coming through. Oh my goodness. MVP coach gun.
Okay, BK Lounge. I saw that. He actually saw it coming in as soon as he got his feet after getting off the deck from the shatter that came through, which was a really good shatter. He just did a little bit of course correction and bye-bye.
Oh, so it was actually BK Lounge there with the booth, huh?
Yeah, that was BK Lounge.
Yeah, so I saw Idol get a coach gun action in there as well. May have been a joint effort. We're going to get trades coming out on the DPS. Blur going down early as Golden Hour looking to make their third approach here in this objective. They're going to have to watch out for Flossy Withers. He does have that Meteor Strike rate. Here comes the Graviton Surge on the side of the attacking team. 2 kills coming through. Fantastic start here for Golden Hour as they're looking to push in. No more ultimates online for them, though. They're going to have to clean the rest of this up manually. Chasing out the Moira, but loses the duel. I don't believe it. We did get Bob coming out on the side of the defense as they're trying to hold on here. The Orisa and the Moira still on point here for Prothros. Orisa does not last. Here comes the Meteor Strike from Flossy. This guy could clean house. Nope, not today. It will be first point picked up here for Golden Hour.
Positive signs of movement here for Golden Hour. I mean, they're going to probably be below the time that has already been set by... Yes, that is confirmed. They will be below the time already that was set by Prothros. But, I mean, Golden Hour, still fighting for map points, fighting for the win here, because we've seen it happen before. If you get the proper snowball, anything can happen.
A little bit of changes coming out on both sides. Nito going over to the Doomfist, looking for more pick potential, while DJ Idol going over to the Soldier. Flossy coming off of the Doomfist, pulling out the new hero. We got some echo from both teams here on the battlefield. Speak it up. Blur's going to go ahead and duplicate into the Reinhardt. Try to get into the back line, but gets just absolutely decimated. Doesn't have time to even build up towards that Earth Shatter. DJ Idol finding himself a pair of kills in that as well. Supercharger on board to assist in that endeavor. Big 3K coming through for DJ Idol, and the defense will fend off Golden Hour here as they are going back to spawn to try to fight another day.
Yeah, absolutely. And Flossy getting the exit stagger kill onto Goku there. That's kind of scary. Talk about thinning the herd DJ Idol on this soldier just lasered everybody there in that little hallway there. It was nuts. He just switched to it, and he's already almost got his tack visor. I know that a supercharger does help that though.
Helped that tremendously. Flossy also made the change at the same time, already with Duplicate online and ready to go. As we have Golden Hour pushing up the stairwell. Nimjob is going to throw an Earth Shatter down the stairs. That found one, but Nimjob not quite working through to the rest. Now we're going to get an Earth Shatter coming out from the other side. Coalescence thrown into the mix as well, but here comes the Duplicate, and it looked like the Duplicate Shatter shut down the Coalescence. I believe it hit Real Chaton as well, and the second Shatter, well, I guess even the third Shatter? No, second Shatter. That was third Shatter. It was the best Shatter there in that engagement. Defense holding on. Just 2 minutes on the clock here for Golden Hour.
I mean, that was really... I'm impressed by Flossy's ability to play Reinhardt there in that situation.
Yeah, it's always intriguing to see how your DPS players can pull out the tank heroes. This character really does demand versatility from all roles. You're going to pick up Echo here. Now we've got Golden Hour coming back in through, pushing through main. They're going to sidetrack down through the bottom, through that Mega. Make their way onto the objective, but they are surrounded. Coalescence coming out from the balcony. They've got a soldier sitting off on the side. Graviton Surge thrown onto the point here by the attacking team. But DJ Idol throws his tack visor down into the mix, counters back, denies any follow-up onto that ultimate. Now 2 kills, 3 kills, 4 kills, lighting up the feed. One by one, they fall on the side of Golden Hour, and they have just over 70 seconds on the clock to make something happen here, or this match will go to Prothros.
I tell you what, Skunk, that was a very well-timed supercharger from Rage Diva there. That was some good stuff. DJ Idol also throwing out the tack visor again. I would call them the mowing company, because every time that the supercharger comes out and tack visor is ready, he's mowing people down.
Yes, sir. Now, Earth Shatter, the only ultimate online. Sound Barrier not too far behind here for Golden Hour. I think this is their best opportunity, especially since they find the opening pick. 6v5 here for the attacking team. 37 seconds on the clock. I believe this is going to be their last shot at it, their last good one at least. Charge coming through from Real, and once again he puts himself in an awkward position. Bubble there, or Shatter finds nothing but shield. Coalescence now being thrown in from Golden Hour as they still cannot manage to find a whole lot. They did get opening pick, and the Coalescence will allow them to find 2 more. Blur getting the kill onto his counterpart Soldier, and finally some signs of life here as Golden Hour making their presence known. 2 ticks picked up, and they got to watch out for Flossy Wither, who had transformed into the Soldier, dropped attack fire zone onto the point. But Blur finding more luck on his 76 as he picks up 2 kills. Flossy Wither just picking up a little bit of equipment there, but no real damage done coming out from that Echo. And it looks like with the overtime wick of burning, well, Golden Hour will at least have an opportunity to tie this map, but the draw is the best they can hope for, and the match victory will go to Prothros.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they actually get a chance. Nope, they do not get a chance to. They were in overtime there, so it will be a one-shot go here for Prothros to take it or draw.
Yeah, and the worst scenario for Prothros here is a 2-1-1. So they do have the dub, and will move to 6-1 on the season. But of course, those map points always important. Prothros, they want all 4. I have no doubt. They've got nearly 4 minutes to make it happen.
So looking at the defense setting up here, looking at a couple of new hero that we haven't seen today, at least for my site. I know that they had it in the earlier match. We've got a Hanzo coming out here on the side of the defense. Maybe looking for that one hit potential. We're doing a really good job on the Echo there, coming in here and doing his job. I just don't think there's enough sustain. I don't think there's enough aggression coming from Golden Hour for them to really put up a fight against what Prothros is throwing at them right now.
Oh, and just kind of looking how scattered this defense is, I'm worried this Symmetra strat is going to run all over them. They are not prepped for a teleporter onto the objective, and if Prothros can get their feet planted and get that positional advantage, they're going to be very tough to dislodge. Here comes the teleporter, right onto the objective they go. All 6 members of the attacking team now firmly planted and flipping this thing on its head. Nice May wall to deny any healing coming on to Real Chaton as he was split off from the bulk of his healers there. Nito's going to fall as well. Holo Goku goes down. Blur does pick himself a 1 kill onto the Orisa, but there's still a Reinhardt on this objective. Nobody else there. Here comes the Ticken, and with a wicked fast time, Prothro's taking a 3-0 lead here in today's series.
I mean, I don't know if Kiriko there had his immortality barrier or not, but I mean, he was standing off behind the point, and he just ran towards his own spawn when it's on overtime, and you've got 6 people on the point. I know I'm always told to die on the point, so that's something for me. But
you know, it's better to go out swinging through all the cooldowns you have and die on that point rather than run away and just watch them cap it from a distance. You know, I mean, at least you know you gave it your all. If you go hurling yourself on the objective, perhaps he thought he had some reinforcements there that he could have fallen back on, but that came through way too fast.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wanted to say, while we were at intermission there, NSB United came through with a raid for us, bringing 4 people in. So, buddy, thank you very much for joining us here on Friday Night Overwatch. Thanks for
Big Pog.
Thanks for coming in here, my friend.
Always appreciate the support. Really appreciate all of you hanging out with us here today on Friday Night Overwatch. This is, we love doing this. It's a real privilege and pleasure to get to be a part of this awesome cast, bring you some fantastic Overwatch matches here in the multi-tier tournament, and we really appreciate all y'all showing up, hanging out with us, and enjoying these matches alongside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is one of the highlights of my week. I mean, we do a lot of casting here, but it's always special to come home to mom and dad's house and do the casting from there, as it were, for CGL 1. So, it's always fun. I mean, this is where I got my start, and I love casting these things. This is something so much fun for myself, and I know Bullskunk how much you love it too. And the support from the community is just absolutely amazing. We want to let you guys know we love you. Whole bunches.
Indeed. Couldn't have put it better myself. Well, speaking of supports, the supports of Prothro's really enabling them to stay in the fight, take these wins, and, well, they've got a 3-0 lead. As already stated, they do have the match W already under their belt, moving to 6-1 and putting themselves in prime position for one of those postseason slots. Golden Hour needs to dig deep here, see if they can take off this last map from Prothro's, get that goose egg off the board.
Yeah, I mean, you always want to see it happen. You always want to see them come back, and fight. And right now, my speculations or my thoughts are, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I mean, my preds have been completely off all day, so, what can you say? Oh, bring out the tarot cards. Corbeck, you got to show me that magic, because that's apparently where it's at. That's where it's at. No, Prothro's not waning at all. Coming out firing on all cylinders. Really, really looking cohesive here today. The tanks providing all the room in the world for the DPS duo to do their thing. And man, have Flossie Wither and DJ Idol not disappointed in the slightest here so far.
Not at all.
We'll see if that trend continues as we head to Rialto. It will be your escort map here in Week 7.
Yep. We do have a couple of substitutions coming in. We've got Matamuskas coming in for World Champ on the DPS line for Prothro's. Then for Golden Hour, we've got top 3% coming in for Nito in the DPS slot once again. So we shall see what we shall see here as we're going to have Golden Hour on the attack here, Bullskunk. We've seen full holds. We've seen lightning fast times. We've seen where, many people go swimming in the river here. What is your prediction coming out here on the attack here?
Well, I like the double shield. That doesn't surprise me at all. In fact, nothing we're seeing out of the side of Prothro's surprises me here. They're going back to what's really worked for them all day, and that's going to be the double shield with the Moira there to keep them alive, the Lucio to speed everybody around and reposition this double shield team, and also that Lucio to speed in this Reaper and this Doomfist so they can keep doing work and finding those kills in the back. On the other side, now this kind of surprises me. We're getting a little bit of the double sniper composition here to try to work through a double shield defense. I'm not sure how much success they're going to find on this on the side of Golden Hour.
I'm shocked right now. There's a boop. Ooh.
Yeah, Flossie Weather already sending Rial into the drink. Have a swim, four-legged sir. And that is just immediately gonna put a big damper on this attack. But the DPS duo getting hyper aggressive, pushing past their shield, and they're gonna get punished for it. So now advantage to the attacking team, and Prothro is forced to back all the way up into courtyard, while Golden Hour makes use of this free space.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just trying to be on at this point. But I mean, Blur's still getting a very good shot in there to start the progress there, and they finally got through this little corner of death there.
Trades coming through. Blur finding himself 2 kills from the high ground, and right now just completely uncontested. He picked off Flossie Wither, so that was his big counter, and then in an odd move decides to throw himself down to the low ground. Never mind that awesome high ground advantage you have, just hurl yourself in front of 2 shotguns, and the result from that is as you would expect to see an Ashe taking on a Reaper point blank. Supercharger coming out on the side of the defense, and they're going to plant their feet here at the first turn on courtyard.
Yep, and I mean, you got tactical advantage right here. I mean, Blur, you said it best. He had the high ground. You don't need to contest. You just need to keep raining damage in, and you're going to be fine.
Speaking of raining, here comes DJ Otto with the tornado from above. He finds 1, but does trade himself out. Back to a 5v5. Big shot coming through. That's going to find 3. The sound barrier there. Bluefish able to avoid the shatter, but cannot save his takes as the Orisa is going to fall. And I think that will prompt a reset coming through from the attacking team. Hollow does eventually go down.
Yes, absolutely. And I want you to take a look. Top 3% has swapped over to the Sombra, and now is already halfway. Nope. As I speak it, there comes the Jabetha.
So, despite being over halfway to an EMP, top 3 going over to the Junkrat here. We do get a little bit of a defensive posture coming from Prothros as they're hiding back behind this first corner. Blur able to take advantage of that distance and find Flossie Wither. Here comes the halt from the other side, but no follow-up there. The Reinhardt too busy doing a pin to throw a fire strike through the mass of people. Here comes the Earth Shatter, though. That's going to find 2, both the primary support and the primary tank. Kills light up the feed from the other side, though, as Golden Hour able to muscle through the Earth Shatter and find some progress here in courtyard.
I mean, really good aggressive play there, and it's something that we've been hearkening to all night, is that you need to play more aggressive. And look, now they're playing more aggressive and they're getting the job done. So I mean, I should be a coach. I've decided I should be a coach in the CGL, because all you got to do is say be aggressive, and if people listen to it, it works out.
Well, now it's going to be Idle taking up the aggressive posture. He goes into the back and picks off Blur, somehow able to survive that earlier hook into the drink, and now finding himself some revenge as he gets the kill onto Hollow as well. Now turning his attention on to the main tank. Real Chateau could not survive all of the shotgun damage, and what looked to be a hairy situation to start things off gets swung right back at the defense, planting their feet in courtyard once again.
Yeah, and I mean, we're coming down to 35 seconds left on the clock here for Golden Hour, and I mean, you've got a Shatter. You've got some other ultimates coming up very quickly, so this could be a Y mash.
Oh, wow! What a combo! The uppercut sends the Hog and the Ashe onto the balcony where DJ Idol was just waiting for him with shotguns in hand, takes the first kill, drops the Death Blossom onto the rest with just 12 seconds on the clock. That fantastic combo from the DPS duo from Prothros. Oh man, that one hurt. That one hurt if you are Golden Hour. Now Coalescence coming back on the objective. Desperation attempt. Tire thrown into the mix. That is going to pick off Mim Job, so a good early start here with the overtime wick burning. One last chance to see if Golden Hour can find the back of point A. Real Chaton able to pick off the Reaper, and this should yield them this first point on the board. We've seen some good stalls from Prothros today, but not this time.
Yeah, not this time. Chaton just decided that he was going to go ahead and just swing without regard to his life or anybody behind him. So doing his job nicely there, getting another 2 minutes on the clock for his team, or 2.5 minutes on the clock for his team. As we now come up to Angelo de la Muerte, this is the corner of death that I always speak of. I think this is the hardest corner in all of Overwatch to get around. Kings Row point 3 being the second one.
Well, looks like the defense are taking a very interesting posture up onto this high ground. Memjob with that Earth Shatter. Is he going to try to drop in the back and use it? He does indeed. That finds several members, but Bluefish once again right Johnny's on the spot with that sound barrier. Nevertheless, Flossie Wither smashes them to smithereens with a 3-kill Holy cow, with a meteor strike. That just shut down that offense in one fell swoop. What a play.
What an absolutely fantastic play coming there from Flossie. I mean, I don't. It almost seems like the meteor strike is on cooldown almost.
I mean, he's already
the pool!
Already 25% towards another. Hollow was needing himself a bit of a swim as he goes into the canal, and smartly so, that's going to start a reset here from the other side, and he gets another one. Oh my goodness! Go join your friend Roadhog. Both of the Aussies taking a bit of a dunk there.
I am. Here comes another one. Nope. Didn't get that one. Okay.
Yeah, a massive aggression coming through from Prothros as they drop the supercharger very early. Flossie Wither able to push in and get a kill, utilizing that extra damage. Now they're going to go ahead and fall back here to this posture. Sitting around first corner here on point B. Coalescence coming out from both teams. Dragon's thrown over the objective, doesn't really find much. It does kind of force a bit of a defensive posture. Bob coming out on the side of the attackers. Hollow caught himself in a weird position, and he is going to drop, but they trade out for Flossie Withers. Now Tyre comes through. Tyre finds 3 as the front line of Prothros just explodes into little bits. And it does look like Golden Hour will at least push around this first corner. Or this corner of death, rather, the second corner.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge 3K Tyre coming from top 3%. No pun intended with these names there. I mean, overtime wick up burning now. They've got about 15 meters to get to point C, but meteor strike coming out from Flossie gets one. Mimjob going in there just swinging and hacking and cleaving.
I don't know if we all got interrupted before that hammer dropped or if it was just a well-placed shield. Either way, no value came through. The defense able to push in and just clean house. There was a nice halt meteor strike there, like you were saying, to start things off. And, well, 91 meters is all Golden Hour is going to find here on Rialto.
Well, 4 map point win condition set. You've got to get it 91.32 meters. And, I mean, they had points where Golden Hour actually looked scary. Rial Chaton just swinging his hammer and letting his, basically commanding his healers to keep him up through the aggression was actually working. So I think that you take that fight right there and getting around, the corner of death here. I don't know if they absolutely get around the corner unless they have that 3K Tyre from them, but they did, and they did get around the corner, and I think that the aggression is very good. Now, on defense, can you keep up that same level of aggression, though?
That is a very good question, as it is much needed if they want to steal this map away. Get themselves a little bit of consolation point there.
They're going to need it. I think they're going to need it where they're sitting at in the standings. I don't know which division they are in, if they're in Division 1 or Division 2. I think they're in Division... They are in Division 1 as I look back at my notes there. Division 1 for Tier 3 was, I heard, it was the group of death. So we shall see what we shall see.
Defense coming out with a double shield. They're going to have Ash and Reaper to put the hurt down. Going back to the Lucio Moira support lineup, which I think is definitely the right move for them. Wish we had seen more of that out of Golden Hour here today on the support line. On the other side of things, Prothros bringing out the Reaper. Flossie on the Tracer. Love to see some Tracer play. Immediately going in and getting killed. So DPS down here for Prothros on the offense. Nice halt coming through to try to take care of the Reaper, but no follow-through. And now the defense getting aggressive, putting the pressure down onto Prothros, finding themselves some exit kills.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Flossie, you need to go back to what works.
Oh, well, that didn't work. Once again, his hubris showing off a little bit there, and it gets him killed. She's going to buy some more time off the clock here for the defense.
Yeah, and DJ Idol being a little sneaky up on top. I'm not sure what exactly he's doing up there. I guess he's going after that. Ash.
Yeah, he's going to try to pursue the Ash. I guess he was waiting for a halt there. It does eventually, they find, they lose their Reinhardt, excuse me. Now taking the duel with the opposing Reaper. Top 3, able to put some hurt down, but he's got to be careful. Now the rest of the team collapsing onto DJ Idol there, onto Prothros Reaper. but he is forced to Wraith Form out. And this is going to be a bit of a soft reset coming through from Prothros.
Yeah, I don't know if it's BMing right now because they've already got the match won. I'm not sure what they're doing, but okay, that's a nice little rotation.
Yeah, coming in on the back end, drop Coalescence into the mix as well. Earthshatter coming out from the defense, but doesn't find anything. Top 3 does find a couple kills with that Death Blossom, though. It is an absolute slugfest here on the objective. Colors just mashing into a kaleidoscope, but once the dust settles, it's all red left on the point. And this defense holding on with just 2 minutes left on the clock. So far, looking indomitable here on Rialto.
Yeah, but they dropped both tank ultimates there, and I don't think that you need the Shatter and the Supercharger there. Because you already had you already invested the Death Blossom, and you got 3 out of that. I think they're going to want one of those back, and they also invested the Sound Barrier as well.
And they're definitely going to want that Sound Barrier back, as we're going to have a Supercharger and a Death Blossom coming out on the other side. Directly, both of them used. That's going to yield 3 kills eventually. Flossie and Mimjob credited with a couple of final blows there. Mimjob actually finding himself 2 picks in that engagement. And this will be the cart moving into second and third gear, starting to get some progress here through the courtyard area.
Yeah, and I mean, they invested Sound Barrier as well, and also a Supercharger and a Death Blossom. But I mean, they were so entrenched there. I think you actually had to drop all 3 of those just to keep your team up there and keep the aggression going forward, and just giving Idol enough time to do his job.
The old rotation still fantastic out of Prothros, as they had the Meteor Strike there to use on this final engagement of point A. We didn't get a Coalescence from the other side, and a solo Earth Shatter to shut down that Coalescence. That was probably a little bit unnecessary, but in the end, it does get them a point on the board.
Well, I mean, there was the stall potential there. I mean, it was there, and top 3% on the Reaper was getting had gotten a kill in there, and was already getting close to his next Death Blossom. So maybe it was necessary. Maybe there was too much heat coming from that Coalescence, and they just felt like it needed to be stopped before she could get too much traction with it.
Well, now we are going to have Death Blossom online for the defense as they approach the corner of death. This is going to be the best opportunity for Golden Hour to shut down this thing, but Coalescence coming out on the side of Prothos. Here comes the Earthshatter the other way. Earthshatter finds 3. Is the follow-up there? No, they can't seem to fight off DJ Idol and Flossie Wither. Once again, this DPS duo running away with the game. Sound Barrier here for Prothros. So much shielding, so much life, so much damage. It is too much for Golden Hour to handle. And it will be a clean 4-0 sweep here for Prothros.
I mean, that was aggression at its very finest. Once they invested the Sound Barrier into it, that was all she wrote. And going back to it, was the solo Shatter into the Coalescence required? Looking at it there, yeah, I think so. I really, really like what I'm seeing from this Prothros team. I probably shouldn't have picked against them, but I try to go with the underdog this time, as I should have done in the first match. So I've got it completely ass backwards this weekend for our picks. So I really think that the best thing to look at is that we're going to see Prothros go to 6-1, and then Golden Hour going to 4-3. That is the biggest things that I'm seeing right now. And it looks like Bullskunk has gone bye-bye.
Yep. Oh, Discord, are you with us?
There we go.
Hey!
Yay!
Hey! All right. Yeah, the fantastic showing coming through from Prothros. We weren't alone. I don't know how much of my last thought got through onto stream, but Billy, we weren't alone in thinking that Golden Hour could have pulled this one out. Chat had picked them to come away the victor as well. I mean, maybe that was just 9 players from Golden Hour just throwing that up there. But at the end of the day, we weren't alone. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But we were surprised by just how one-sided this match was. I know I was.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one-sided. It was one-way traffic all night. There was a couple of flashes of brilliance here and there. But for the most part, the coordination, the synergy coming from Mimjob and his squad gets them this 4-0, 6-1 win. I mean, it is what it is, and we're going to see them hopefully in the playoffs if they continue playing like this. That DPS duo, first of all, MVP right there. It's both of them, because in tandem they're absolutely lethal.
Yes, sir. Well, we're going to take a quick intermission, have a look at some of the best plays from that series. We're going to be back with our post-game analysis in just a few minutes. Hope to see you there. Welcome back, my friends. We are here with the post show here for Friday Night Overwatch. We had two very dominant matches here today. All four teams pretty high up in the standings, but you wouldn't have known it coming off of these results. Starting off, we had Crazy 88s taking the 4-0 sweep over Apollo. And that one, man, Billy, that one surprised the heck out of me. What are your thoughts on match number one here tonight?
I think Apollo lacked the critical information needed to play that game. I think they may have underestimated Crazy 88s, not only just a little bit, but like a whole bunch, because they got their booties whooped. It was all one-way traffic in that one.
Yeah, Apollo not looking nearly as coordinated as I expected them to look. Playing part aggressive, part passive, and never really finding the sweet spot for either. In the end, Crazy 88's moving up to 6-1. I believe they are actually second in the standings there in the Tier 4 division after that great victory. But then, in match number 2, our second series, saw Prothros going up against Golden Hour here, formerly known as Rise, and equally as one-sided an affair. What do you think was the big difference maker there in match number 2, Billy?
I mean, it was a lack of coordination. It was a lack of cohesion for Golden Hour. I mean, at points they looked like they were playing like silvers in a ranked match on the ladder. And on the other side, Pro Throws, they look clean. And that DPS duo, Flossie and DJ Idol, boy, Mims wasn't wrong. He said look out for DJ Idol, and he absolutely lived up to the hype tonight. As I said, I think the DPS duo of them deserves the MVP. If I have to choose one, though, I think I'm going to go with Idol because his clutches were just so clutch.
I'd have to agree with that. I mean, the Reaper play alone just seemed unstoppable. There was several different looks coming out of Golden Hour to try to deal with it, to try to counter it, but they didn't seem to find anything that worked.
I mean, they tried to bring Blur when he came out on the Ashe. He did it for a little while there. I think they brought a Junkrat out at one point, and got him with a tire.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean,
we saw Sombra, we saw Torb, we saw Echo, we saw Soldier. We saw a lot of different looks come out of Golden Hour, and nothing seemed to match the Doom Reaper coming from the other side.
I mean, I do appreciate the fact that they didn't just stick and be stubborn with only one or two heroes. I mean, I really appreciated that, and they were trying to solve the chess puzzle, where I think the biggest letdown for Golden Hour, honestly, was in their healer core.
I'd have to agree.
Get a sleep. If you're going to play Ana, play for the sleep. Play for the keep the nade for your team, and then play the sleep on the people that are scaring you the most, and that would have been DJ Idol or Flossie. I mean, imagine a punching Doomfist coming at you, you go pink and sleep him, he goes boom, done. Your team pounces on him, he's done. Same thing, you could have swapped to a Brigida there. They had 0 CC available to them, really. They played May like once and then dropped off of her because she didn't do very well. So,
Billy, get out of my head. Get out of my head, Billy. Because I was thinking the exact same thing, especially when it comes to the Brigitte. Like that, we saw just a snippet of Brig, but they didn't really follow through with it. They didn't really flesh out how to utilize that in their compositions. I think if we had seen more Brig and they had gotten her into the rhythm, that would have been a very good answer to the Reaper Doom.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that is they just had 0 answers for what Pro Throws really wanted to do. They just dictated it on their terms. So, as we do a little bit of a recap here, we see Crazy 88s in a very hotly contested, hotly hyped match in the Tier 4 scene. Absolutely wiped the road with Apollo Tier 4 4-0, and then on the other hand, in Tier 3 Division 1, we see Pro Throws 4-0 over Golden Hour. And as I look forward to the weekend for the CGL, we've got a couple of events coming up. We've got the CGL Apex New Dawn League Finals tomorrow at 1 p.m. on CGL. Followed up after that, on May 23rd, we've got a Call of Duty Warzone tournament with $150 first prize in that. And then also Injustice 2, one of my favorite superhero games, fighter games. $500 prize pool begins on Saturday, May 16th at 6 p.m. And you can see it right here on CGL1. Bull, what do you think about those?
Oh, I'm a big fan. I mean, I like the throwback there in the FGC, coming off of a little MK11, going back to some Injustice. That doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm a big fan of MK11 myself, but I'm just I'm a fan of the FGC across the board. There's a lot of great talent out there, but very unique and awesome scene. If you haven't had a chance to take a look inside the FGC, to look at the fighting game circuit, by all means, do yourself a favor, go check out this Injustice 2 tournament. You can also follow the Console Gaming League at Console Gaming LG on Twitter. Get notified when all of their events go live. And a little self-plug to keep the multi-tier tournament going over the weekend. We will have a doubleheader over on my channel tomorrow night. We're doing a little Danny DeFito takeover, giving some love back to the team that gave me my first shot at casting. So we're going to show them some love tomorrow. We'll have that going on over on my channel at twitch.tv/Bullskunk. And then we'll have some more console Overwatch going on all weekend. So plenty of stuff to keep your quarantined minds entertained. I hope to see y'all there at any of the above events.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a very fun weekend. You know, it's kind of a subathon for Bullskunk, and I mean, go check it out. It's going to be a fun time. You know, we got the Tier 3 matchup versus Tribulation Tier 3 first, and then Danny DeVito. I'm not sure who they are playing.
Solo.
Solo.
Danny DeVito taking on Solo.
Burr versus Ties.
That'll be a good one. Again, playoff implications. Playoff implications there. We are unbiased here on this cast, sir.
Hey, I'm allowed to have my friends, dang it. No, but I mean, it's going to be a great night of Overwatch action.
It's going to be a great weekend of gaming. Good month, for that matter. A good month of gaming. Month of May is going to be awesome. So keep your fingers on the pulse here, as there's tons of activity, tons of events going on. But that is going to conclude our broadcast here for Friday Night Overwatch. Unless I get any interjections from Sultan, our producer here, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Billy, thanks again for joining me in the booth. Always a pleasure to cast with you, my friend.
Dude, I'm so happy to do this every single week that I'm allowed to do this. And I mean, it's so much fun. I put so much into it, and I love seeing the result when we get to have the good matches that we do. Regardless of the score, it's always an entertaining time.
I couldn't agree with you more, my friend. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate all of you there in chat, cheering on your teams, you know, ribbing on your casters a little bit. We can take it. Our Preds were totally off tonight. It's okay. It's okay. We'll do better next time. And by next time, I mean next weekend, when we will see you right back here for some more Friday Night Overwatch. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. Love y'all.